we know the demand for integrated Open RAN networks is quickly accelerating, being driven by communication services providers. And things like, they're focusing on things like network modernization and coverage expansion projects and private networks. I mean, a lot of CSPs are sitting around right now. They are
No
essentially
doubt.
rebuilding their businesses in order to succeed and thrive in the age of 5G, right? So all of these things, network modernization, coverage expansion, private networks, indoor projects are all driving this. And so what we're going to talk about next is a partnership between Mavenir and Aspire Technology to accelerate the testing of Open RAN compliant radios with a lab in Europe. So I know you have a little bit more background on that. Let's hear it.
Yeah, this is an exciting partnership and one that we definitely addressed in terms of providing a perspective. What I think is an important takeaway here is that it's supporting the 7.2 interface specification.
Right.
And what's important about that particular specification is that it's enabling multi-vendor front haul interfaces between the remote radio unit and the distributed unit. And why that's important is the fact that obviously it's supporting the virtualization of RAN technology.
Right.
It's pretty much goes hand in hand with that. But again, that multi-vendor aspect, the
Right.
ability of a CSP to take advantage of that rich 5G ecosystem, being able to have a lot more flexibility than a traditional RAN implementation to pick and choose
Right.
who they want to partake in their 5G deployments. And what is, I think, key also is that this ensures the control, data, management, and synchronization planes are clearly defined and accepted. And that's something I think that the ORAN Alliance is obviously keen on having, is the fact that
Right.
this is not just something that's, in a test lab. It's something that out in the field is going to be able to interwork on a very rapid basis. It's something that's not going to be stalled out in 12 months of
Right.
testing and validation and so forth. And to that end, Aspire's Open Network Labs is definitely set up for this, to enable all these different players, including obviously Mavenir, but any other, vendor out there that's going to support a remote radio unit that wants
Right.
to gain rapid acceptance or at least rapid consideration. Here is your ticket to do that. And the reason why I think this has impetus is I think it's interesting that Aspire Technologies is based in Dublin, Europe,
Right.
and that the ORAN Alliance, at least certainly the heavyweight operators that are part of it, that are based in Europe, that is Orange, Deutsche Telekom, Telecom Italia, Vodafone, and Telefonica, are all lobbying for the EU to embrace Open RAN technology strategically, not just in principle. And that means, for example, they're recommending that the European Commission set up a European alliance for next generation infrastructure that pretty much aligns with that's already been set up for cloud and semiconductor technologies, for example. And the reason why this is important is that they are wanting to take advantage of the fact that governments throughout the EU are viewing Open RAN as fulfilling some very important objectives that are pretty much parallel what we talked about the Department of Defense initiatives.
Right.
That is national security, being able to have more supply chain stability, and also being able to quite simply have more opportunity to develop domestic sources for 5G technology. So it's also about job creation, but again, having more confidence that whatever 5G technology is deployed, it's definitely going to be safer. It's going to be more reliable than, say, working with a party that is based in China, for example, that accompany the
Right.
traditional RAN deployments. So I think this is definitely drawing stark contrast as to where the priorities are going, and as a result, follow the investments, and this is
Right.
going to be important. So I think Mavenir and Aspire Technologies are definitely setting themselves up to be able to support this and also capitalize on this opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely.